What's up? So, yeah, this came in. Let me see who's here real quick, and then I'm just gonna jump right into it. Um, oh, I may have the lights a little too much. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get going. We have a package from Gap Arborist Supply, and I'll give backstory before I get into this. But they just sent me this, and I'm stoked. We're gonna review everything that is in here, um, give our first impressions, and then later on we'll give, after using it and testing it and demo and everything, then we'll give our say so on that. Um, they were just nice enough to send me this stuff. A little bit of backstory. The reason I know about them and I'm even conversating with them is because one of you guys actually found a video that was out, and they were using, someone had used my video and put his company name over it. He had paid a company to do that. I contacted him. He freaked out. He's like, "Oh no, I didn't know that." He contacted them, and like, technically, he could have kept the video up and told me where to stick it. You know, he didn't have any reason. He didn't have to. He had paid a good chunk of money, and by law, he was actually completely correct. So, like, or he was in the right. You know, morally, you know, maybe it's a different story. And he felt the same way. He was stunned that they used my stuff without asking. So he contacted them, and they let him know, well, technically, we did enough that it's legal. Everything we did is legal. So they modified my stuff and put a tint to like turn the tone down on the video and only use a couple clips, and but it made the whole advertisement. He didn't like that. We worked up a, like, you know, we talked with each other. He's just a really good guy in general, and his name's Ray. So Ray is my guy. We haven't known each other long. As of right now, Ray is golden in my book. I feel like he had an opportunity right there to like show character, and most people probably would have went the other direction. He's a rare breed, and like I think me and Ray are probably very alike. So there's some cool stuff in here. I'm excited about, you know, working with somewhat Gap Arbor Supply. They're going to give us some stuff to demo. We're going to shoot some content their way, do some advertising for them, and hopefully it gives us stuff to review, gives me content to make, and products for you guys to check out, and maybe long term a spot to always, you know, to get stuff from and to work with that seem like really good people. So let's just let's get into this. What we'll do is we'll open this up, we'll discuss this stuff. Then, oh, also Gap Arbor Supply. You can, I'm pretty sure you can find them to order from them. That's GAP Arbor Supply. They are from Kinzer, Pennsylvania. So yeah, just a little bit about them. And I only know Ray, and Ray is like cooler on the other side of the pillow. So let's bust into this thing and see what they sent us. So. After we finish this, I'm gonna just sit and like talk with you guys and discuss the upcoming video and what I meant by that post that I put in the community page where it shows the X-ring being used in the channel as opposed to in the normal way you're supposed to use it. Oh, and like I don't know how, like, he must have sent this special. It blows my mind that he did. And, like, it came so fast. It is crazy. So, whoa. Okay, so we have this packet from ISC. It shows, basically, it's showing like the rigging wrench setup, I think. And some of ISC's rigging rings. And the actual wrench, a couple carabiners and stuff. So that's on top. This is what is in. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, I don't want to just ruin it by reading that stuff off, but. Oh, wow. So, another thing that I learned about Gap Arbor Supply, they are, like, I think their specialty is in ropes. So, I read that, like, they have a facility or wherever their supply place is at, I imagine in Pennsylvania, but they have a whole upstairs, like, specific to ropes, and they do tons of splicing. So, yeah, stoked at the first thing I see here. This is crazy. Check that out. This is, oh, perfect. This is Poison Moon, 11.7 millimeter climb line, 150 foot with a spliced eye. Oh, that's such a nice spliced eye too. Wow, they do really, really good work. All the hard plastics over the stitching. See, a lot of places do the stitching after the hard plastic where the like neck's at. Oh, I'm so stoked on this. He called me, he says, or he actually sent me a message. He says, so let me kind of show you guys this a little more. He sent me a message. He says, so do you climb on 150 foot line or do you climb on 200 foot line? And I think it's still a little too bright. Let me tune it down. Let's just go with that. I said, you know, 150 usually gets most trees done. I'll just climb SRT a lot of times. So there it is. Very, very nice. I guess their place is called the Splice Shop. But wow, that is so nice. I am so excited to climb on that. It's 11.7, which is like the most perfect like setup for just everything for the most part. So wow, stoked. That's amazing. And oh, it just looks like it gets better. This is crazy. Wow. No way. So, oh, that is so awesome. I believe this is premium splice rope product. Yeah, this is from the Splice Shop also. But it looks to be the exact same. It's either exact same rope and setup of the one that I actually have now. That's all like worn out that I've used forever. So it's a new lanyard with oh, I love the clip on it. There, I'll show you. It's all blacked out. Wow, even the actual like gate is blacked out on this. And I'll bring you guys over here after we do the full setup, and I'll show you everything kind of up close. But wow, that is awesome. No way. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is so awesome. This is a ring and sling. So, I mean, a perfect... Oh, I don't have... Wow. This is even better than I thought. I've never used an ultra sling, so everybody's always, like, going on and on about how amazing an ultra sling is. And as much as I would like to have an opinion, I can't, because I totally see where it would be So easy, so effective, and so nice to have. You have multiple holes in the sling all the way around to use for adjustments, like different diameter branches or collars or trees. So, oh, that is so awesome. So we'll crack everything open. I'll give you guys a different view. We'll be like more to the table, and I'll just kind of show you everything a little up close. Then we'll talk. One more thing is what's left. This is so awesome. Like, you guys know me, and you guys know how much I love rigging rings, and I don't own a ring that is on a professionally spliced piece of rope. Everything I have, I've made myself, so nothing's fixed. So I've never used one that's on a fixed setup, and I've always wanted what the last thing in here, and I've never had it, but I always thought it. Not only does they look so awesome to use, but they just look awesome. And that's this. Wow. So, set of double rings on some big T-Rex. That's just, ah, that is so awesome. I'm so excited to use this. And you know what? I'll show you how to turn this into, like, if you guys want a video on it, I can show you how to make these retrievable. So you can retrieve them from the ground, or you can set them from the ground if you need. But yeah, you can turn any sling and make it retrievable if you set it up correctly. So this is so amazing. So, like, off the top, I have to thank Ray, and just I'm so stoked to make content and like try these. So it's like I wish I had. I'm about to go outside and climb up in my. If it wasn't dark right now, I'd be up in a tree trying to cut stuff, rig it down by myself. But if we're being technical, what was there was a there was a 5/8 double ring sling, which I believe is what this is. 15 foot. This here is a 5/8 soft anchor ring sling with a large ring. The other one was Poison Moon 11.7 Hawkeye replacement positioning lanyard. Yeah, Hawkeye is what this was. 10 footer. Perfect. Like, I'm so stoked on all this stuff. Let's get you guys over here so I can kind of see who's here. Maybe talk. That's not gonna work. We can just go crotch shot the whole time. That would be weird. So who's here? Okay, I'm just gonna go through the comments, and I'm gonna go down to the bottom, and I'll start talking to you guys from there. But I just kind of want to see who's here. I put the camera on the wrong side, son of a gun. And then we'll go. I'll crack everything open. We'll look at it. Turbo's here. We got JC. What's up, JC? Monkey Lodge, Panama. What's up, buddy? From Panama. Sweet. Ground Pounder. What's up? Hey, hope the girl's doing good. Is she kicking butt? Hope so. Turbo, what's up? Dan the Tree Man. He's my guy. He's always here. Dan Kodos. A man of his word. A man of his word. JC. Let's see here. Anyone else? Bridge Burner's here. Yeah, there's a few new ones here. And then I'm sure there's just some people who just like to watch. and don't feel like Jeff's here. What's up, Jeff? So I'm sure some people don't like commenting all the time. So I'm the type of person, I really don't like opening things until I use them. But for the sake of the video, let's open some stuff and check it out and kind of discuss. We'll be doing a lot of work. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, Dan. I want to now. I'm so stoked. So this, I'm just like, I am so excited to try this. It's such a smart idea. So the first guy that came up with the lanyard or the setup that does this, he's a genius, because you just throw it around the tree and hook it in whichever one leaves you with the shortest neck. Or, I'll show coming up, I like to use ones like this, and I'll girth it, and if you need distance for a redirect to get it to go further, you can extend these things out, and they work really good for that too. So this, I've never used one. I am really beyond excited to try this. I can turn this into a primary rigging point here by attaching another ring that runs next to it, and I have a ring that I do that with, so I'll probably show a video of making that if you guys ever want to see it. But you can turn your single ring into a double ring if you have another ring with on just a straight sling a lot of times, or you can get one that's on a loop. Those ones on a loop are really nice that just have a single loop like this, and they're a ring, and you can take and hook them on and make it a double ring as opposed to, just a single ring. Because sometimes a single ring, which these are made much wider, which I would imagine gives you a better bend radius. That's pretty wide for a large ring, isn't it? I'm gonna have to compare these, because these are Tylaska, USA is where these are made. TR20s is what these rings on this are. So really kind of stoked to see how they hold up compared to the X rings, because I have the original X rings, the original ones that came out, they actually say X rings, and then now they've switched to Notch. Is the one that sell them and put their name all over it. I don't even know if it says X ring anymore. It may, but then I have the Ben Right ring, which has been amazing, and also the All Gear rings. So if I'm buying one and I'm saying I would go buy one, I would say the X rings have held up way better, stronger, and I'm more behind the maker of that, but stoked to this. I want to, and Ben Wright has been nothing, they've been amazing too, to even take a chance on me and send me that original ring to do, start reviewing stuff. Can't wait to review this. You guys have to tell me what you think. I'm sure some of you have a similar setup. What do you think about it? How's it work for you? So, in between matches, another day in paradise. Hello from, oh, what's up, Chris? How you doing up there, man? We are opening up stuff from Gap Arbor Supply that they sent us to review, which I am so stoked on. So, this, if you guys ever want a video on connecting rings to stems and stuff, a video on that, I'll do a video on hitches and stuff. But a lot of times I love this double ring setup. Look how long the sling is. I can anchor it over here. Dang, it's 15 foot. So I can anchor it way over here and then run it over to another stem and be able to spread it out throughout the canopy by just using the sling instead of having to run redirects. I can use the sling to do that. Anchor over to a branch over here and then run it up through a crotch over on the other side, or half hitch it around and up and over and do it like that. And I could run it around another stem, and then they're compressing instead of it pulling down on the single stem. So these things, these are two. I personally, if I was making a ring setup, no, this is right. This is right. I was gonna say, if it's just a ring to ring, like without this tail, if it was just like that, definitely two different size rings is the way to go, because then they're retrievable. But this way, you're able to put it on a single sling. I can't wait to use this. This is so nice. I've always, like, ever since I seen the first person use this stuff, I thought it was the coolest looking rope out there, and I just wanted one so bad, and I've never used it. I think Dan the Tree Man's got some. I think I've seen him use something similar. Ground Pounder's probably got some. Well, one of the two. I think I've seen one of these two in his setup. So, yeah, kind of stoked on that. The lanyard, I'm real stoked on, because I'm not opening the lanyard or the rope, but the lanyard I'm really stoked on too, because like I said, my lanyard is jacked up, but I love my lanyard and the way, like, you start to get used to seeing certain colors. I have so many ropes attached to me. When I look down and I see the green rope, I know that's my lanyard. So the fact that there's no changing, like it's just switching it out for a nicer one, is what's really nice about it. So I have to get used to nothing different. But yeah, really stoked on these. Like, Ray really took care of me. So Ray, thank you, man. Like, I'm beyond, like, grateful, and I'm dumbfounded. The stitch work that I'm seeing here and the splicing that I'm seeing on these, like, it is so good. Like, it's some of the best I've ever seen. I thought All Gear, originally, I thought All Gear, from what I had used, had some of the best splicing. But this, like, All Gear has actually here recently, like, went down with some of their stuff. Like, they're doing different stuff. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. This is looking like there may be some competition here. Just the care that goes into everything, and the coatings, and the stitch work is so solid. We'll do some detailed reviews on these for people who maybe want to know. And I am loving the color of that rope. I don't know if I would have myself bought a color that color rope, but I love it. Now that it's here and I'm looking at it, it looks so good. Fred's from Tampa. It's her 18th birthday. Whose birthday is it? In between matches. It's your daughter's birthday? Well, dude, tell her we said happy birthday. That is awesome. Hopefully she just, dominates the matches and gets everything done. I like the video that you put out. The rigging setup was perfect, Ground Pounder. Very, 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 very nice. So, I was using the same thing today. I know. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Ground Pounder, that was, yeah, I thought I seen it. Fiore rings are huge. Yeah, very nice. The Fiore ring is where I'm, like, if it wasn't for him, the next video wouldn't basically probably happen. This is something I've thought about doing for a while. I think I've actually seen him use in some cases it this way, but we are actually going to take, in the upcoming video, let me grab this back real quick. We are going to take a rigging ring, a B string, and we are going to anchor it, instead of putting the rope around this way, okay, and hooking on, we're going to rig through this channel. and I want to use it as a primary rigging point, as the main point, and I want to see how it works because there's definitely a big enough groove. What I'm going to use is a B string, and it is good size. I use it on a whoopee sling, so it's adjustable, and I girth around right here, and then the rope passes through. So the main thing that we were needing to look for is, well, the rope, the attachment point. You don't want the ropes rubbing. So that's the one thing to watch out for. Negative rigging, like I'm sure if you get it aligned correctly, you can rig, anything that's positive, below the rigging point. But as you get above and you're into the negative rigging, you're rigging down, can it pop out of the channels? How's that going to work? The reason for even doing that is seeing that you have a much safer bend radius this way on a ring than you do this way. This is sharper. So potential of a rope smashing, like as it's going through here, if it's too much weight, a rope will actually break right here. It'll just pop. So because it smashes the rope so much. Sharper this bend, the that's what the bend radius is all about. You want a very gradual turn right there. So using this part on a B string gives me a much safer bend radius. So why not even? I mean, it's not that it's unsafe to try. So I did it. We've got the footage together, and I'm actually surprised. Like I was just doing it as just to switch it up. But I got some interesting results, and I'm really digging it. So that video is coming up, and I will get it out to you guys as quick as I can. Dan, you headed out, buddy? See ya. I'm a fan of the pulley snatch block for rigging, but every device has its use. Yeah, I'm not the unless you're doing lifting and stuff. I don't find myself really ever lifting much, really. So that's where like a ring gives you a perfect point, but it doesn't give you a mechanical advantage. So like I kind of consider a pulley or a block to be something I would use when I need a mechanical advantage. So I just rigging rings work. They're too light, too easy to move around. And usually, if I'm rigging pretty good sized stuff. So like my ground guy couldn't like lift it from the ground if he wanted to. If I can't hold it and fling it and stuff, like he probably can't from the ground. So who knows? Um, Maybe one day I get a block and I end up just loving it. I've had some. I have them now. I just don't use them much. So. Uncle Joe is ripping right now. That's awesome, man. You seem like you're getting that thing figured out. I like rings because they're cheap. Yep. And you don't have to worry about them orientating themselves in a bad way. Yeah, exactly. And the failure points. There's a minimum of failure points. You have a sling, and that ring is not going to fail. That's the thing. You have a sling, and a pulley can fail. It has failure points where you crack it open like the sleeve. It's three pieces of metal. That's one solid piece of metal. It's not gonna just bust apart. So, and the other silly thing I hear a lot is that they get hot and you're gonna burn yourself. You guys know how long I've used rigging rings. How many times I've used rigging rings, and never have I been burned by a rigging ring. So that is like when I heard it, I didn't even really know what to say. I guess if somebody was sitting there for hours just letting rope rip through it on like 200-foot pine and it was just I don't know. I mean, I guess potentially there's that perfect scenario that it could get hot enough to burn you, but I've felt them get warm when I've just used them non-stop on negative rigging poles. So I don't know. The rings I was talking about, but comes on 100 foot of 10x with two rings set from the ground. That's awesome. Yeah, I always make my own stuff when it comes to that. Like, if I'll put on the end of a bull rope, I'll put some rigging rings and anchor them to the base and stuff. So never, Dan. I am stoked on that climb line. I can't wait to use it. I have a Tuffleberger Tachyon Ash right now. I think it's also 11.7, and it has been a very good rope. I've really liked it. It's expensive, but like I nicked it. It's got a couple spots in it. It's probably still good, but you know, I don't have to now. Like Gap Arbor Supply said, "Hey, hold my beer. I got you," and they sent me this. So I shouldn't say that. They're probably like non-alcoholics and stuff, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm stoked to climb that, regardless. Nice Nita Cinder setup on Spurs. Yeah, he has a very nice setup. Like I took a little bit, like a little idea, like some of my ideas for my setup comes from his Spike Cinder setup. Like seeing his, and he's just a genius. He's a guy that like when you get into rigging and you're starting to figure things out, he's like I believe he's like French maybe or something. So I don't speak French, but like I speak rigging and I start to understand it. He makes things so simple, like, and I feel like he dumbs things down well for people like me. So I get it. Triple rings, bend radius, I lift a lot. Yeah, the only problem with lifting on rings and trying to like go up is that they do create friction. They're going to give you a smoother, radius than trying to natural crotch by far. They're going to run much smoother. But they do create friction, so they're not going to work as good as a pulley when it comes to doing any lifting. Well, who is that? Andrew, how you doing? Louisville, Kentucky. I've used them negative rigging, big peanut hickory, about 8 foot long pieces. Yeah, they work good. I've never seen a ring fail myself either. So, pulley has rough edges. Even the smooth ones, rings are best. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. There's just too many failure points, and like I hear about guys saying like sap gets stuck in the pulley and stuff like that, and rings are rough and tough, and like make all the sense in the world for our kind of work. Like when I started getting into this, I was doing this kind of stuff trying to figure out the angles of rigging and being able to make a tree strong enough to rig from it without having things fail. And I've learned the hard way. I've had tops break out and fail on me while I was in the tree and like narrowly not get ripped out. Um, and it took a while to get it all together and get it figured out. But I was using like shackles on the end of straps to do that. So yeah, that was crazy. And I mean, rings are just. I trusted the shackle so much, so like I trusted it so much. Like I did a tree one time. I don't know if I ever did a video of it, but it was stupid scary. I had never seen anybody. I don't even think August's video of him speed lining logs, like chunks of wood, that one that he did. I don't know if it had even came out, but I'd seen tons of his speed lining videos, and I needed to figure out a way to take this log and get chunks across. So I speed lined it off of a tree behind me, and it worked, but I had big toe straps, is what I used. These big toe straps and big, huge shackles. And I just needed to get across the driveway enough and then lower it down into the yard. And it ended up working, but man, it was scary. He's Italian. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Just to redirect it. Yeah, it works good. I like being able to inspect the ring and stuff because I put these things through a beating, and I needed to test and see. Like, I've still been using three different kinds of rings for a long period of time, and I still can't give you a definite answer which one's better. I could maybe say what is my dream setup for rigging rings, and I think I would have, like, not quite yet. I want to test these out and figure out first, because these look bulkier and bigger than the X rings that I've ever used. The channels look wider and thicker, so it's going to make the ring wider, which is going to give a little better bend radius. They look like they may be coated even more than normal, because sometimes you'll throw them out of the tree and they'll hit each other or hit the bollard or something, and they get a dink out of them, and then you don't want a rough spot. But I've had on my all gear rings when I first got them, I think I dropped them down into a yard. There was a little rock in the yard, and it took a chunk out of it. So they're definitely not as strong as far as the actual metal in the ring. I would say all gear rings may be the weakest. They probably are the weakest. So, and I don't know. They don't really have the coating and the oxidized stuff that these have. They're more like, it looks like almost like maybe a little coating, but then it gets to the normal shiny metal quick. It took me a long time to get to like any sort of difference in color on a set of, like, on an X-ray. I knew a guy that rigged like that with a shackle. Yeah, yeah. I mean, dude, I mean, when I first was getting into it, I understood what people were doing with false crotches, and I'm like, that is so smart. I'm poor. I got to figure out a way to do this that is different. So what I did was, like, I come up with my own. I started figuring out, what can I do? I can take this and turn it into this. And, like, I need a very strong Monty, stop. I need a very strong, like, sling. So I went to like a hardware store and I got a small short toe strap, big enough to go around the chunks of wood. And then I doubled the rope. I took the rope and I folded the rope in half, because I only needed, I think it was like a 200-foot rope. I only needed like 80 foot. So I doubled the rope and put a loop at the in the middle, and then anchored it to a tree to a sling. Then I took the other end back to the other tree and I wrapped it up and I rigged off of it. And it's not the best idea, because the rope, when you drop a heavy load into it, if it's not just guiding it down and gravity doing everything, it really, that rope stretches so much, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna look back at my old videos, because I'm gonna do some um, voiceovers on some of my old videos with some of the videos that somehow just got lost in the whole thing. Or maybe I put a stupid song to them at the time and it got copyrighted or closed down. Like, I have all them videos, and maybe I can re-upload them and do some voiceovers and like some stuff and re-edit them kind of with some silly stuff. Who knows? I love the Ultra Slings. Have dozens of sizes with rings. It's so easy to use. Yeah, it looks like it, man. I mean, I'm stoked on it. Like, I'm looking at that, actually, and I'm seeing something that I probably shouldn't even mess with. But I think I can turn that into a retrievable ring setup. Check this out. I don't even know if I should say anything, because it's definitely possible. Yeah, it's definitely possible. I got some ideas. I got some ideas. So, also, I'm gonna start doing this from now on, every once in a while. Like 99, like 90. I don't think it's 90. 91.9% of my viewership comes from non-subscribers. Okay, so 91% of the people that watch my stuff don't subscribe. I get it. Like, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to like it. You don't even have. You don't have to watch it. But let's say you watch just one video of mine, you never watch another one. I can understand it. Let's say maybe you watch two. You don't know if you liked it. Maybe you loved it. Maybe you hated it. Say you watch two. You don't subscribe. That's fine. Now, if you've watched over two of my videos and have gotten anything from it, whether it be maybe picked up on a trick, a technique, or just simply entertained you, I ask you to subscribe. Everything's free. Doesn't cost anybody anything to hit the button. But YouTube acknowledges me, which puts some money somehow down the line that I can put back into the channel. So, if you're not subscribed and you repeatedly watch my content, this is my way of saying, let's just have like a gentleman's agreement where you don't just sneak in and take. It's like a neighbor or buddy who will loan you a tool all the time. And anytime you need a tool or anytime you need something, you go to him, he'll loan it to you. Um, but you don't just come over and start taking his stuff. So I'll loan you everything of me. You can have all my content, watch all my stuff. And if you do, and you watch more than once or twice, maybe hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. I think YouTube likes it. And I don't know, every once in a while I'll maybe put a little sign a little sticker at the end of the video that maybe says subscribe. I rarely do that. I don't ask you to like. I don't ask none of that stuff. YouTube is really becoming sticklers now, and like, I guess we just got. I have to play I have to play the game if I want to be here, and I want to continue to grow the channel. Yeah, we could leave the channel where it's at, and it could stay stagnant. And I promise you, eventually, I'll stop enjoying myself, and I'll stop making videos. Things like the deal with Gap Arbor Supply. I'm stoked now. This is something that I want to grow the channel. I want to build the channel. I don't want it to just be stagnant. So, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button if you watch my content and you get anything from it. I'd appreciate it. And I'll answer anything you want. I'll give you everything I got. For free. Hit the button. Hit the bell. Come hang out on the live feeds. Tell me your opinion about everything. And critique my skills as a climber more than anything. That's what I need. Alright? Guys, this was fun. I wasn't expecting to do a live feed. I wasn't expecting to get this box from Gap. I knew there was one somewhere down the line. I figured you just send it and it may get here in a couple weeks, whatever. It's something. This blows my mind. I gotta message him, tell him thanks. Guys, thanks for hanging out. If I can get a little bit of extra time here, I'm really gonna start working on that video. I'll try to get it out as quick as I can. I'm thinking, give me today and tomorrow, and I'll see if I can get it out. Alright? Thanks for watching. Thanks for giving me your time, your attention, and hanging out. Catch you on the next one. Stay safe.